Have you ever had a neighbor so ridiculous that they tried to ground your private jets? Well, Karen from the HOA just learned why messing with me is a terrible idea. It all started one bright morning when she stormed into my backyard, red-faced, clutching her HOA rule book like it was some kind of weapon, pointing at my perfectly parked private jets with fury in her eyes and screaming, "You can't have these here! It's against HOA rules!" I smiled politely, tilting my head, and said, "Oh, really? That's interesting." Expecting her to keep ranting, expecting me to panic, expecting some kind of apology or concession, but instead, I quietly went about plotting something she could never imagine. 2 weeks later, an official notice arrived on her doorstep that made her jaw drop. I now legally owned the air rights above our entire neighborhood. Every inch of sky fully mine, and nothing she could do would stop me from flying my jets wherever I wanted, including directly over her house. The very next morning, as I taxied my latest sleek jet across the tarmac with the roar of its engines, shaking the windows, Karen's face was priceless, pure shock, disbelief and horror all rolled into one. She ran screaming to the HOA, waving petitions and yelling at the top of her lungs. But the rules, the complaints, and her precious little letters meant nothing against the legal reality I now controlled. From her furious squeals to my smug, victorious grin, the entire neighborhood watched as Karen realized she had been completely outplayed, humiliated in front of everyone who had ever witnessed her dramatic antics. I didn't just win. I made it spectacularly humiliating, turning what she thought would be a simple complaint into a theatrical display of power and victory. By the time she stormed back into her house, trembling with rage, I was already planning my next flight, envisioning jets soaring over her, windows just to remind her who really ruled the skies. Some neighbors complain, some throw tantrums, some try to enforce rules they don't understand, but a few of us, we buy the air rights and turn the skies into our personal playground. And as Karen stared up in disbelief, she learned the hard way which side of that divide I was on, leaving her red-faced, shouting, and utterly powerless while I smiled, enjoying every second of the glorious, over-the-top revenge I had orchestrated.